Hey guys, this is Alec at Slavens Racing. I just want to make a quick video today and talk about Bulletproof Designs redesigned rear disc guard. These are for KTM, Husqvarna, Husaberg, right here in polished blue, orange, and black. And as you guys know, there's a ton of disc guards on the market right now. I personally think that Bulletproof Designs is one of the best, and I'll talk a little bit about that, and I will talk about their new features as well. They've been making disc guards for a long time, but they decided to do a redesign, and it's pretty cool. So we'll jump in here. This guy right here is just the rear disc guard. Like most disc guards on the market, they replace your stock caliper carrier, and you put this in place and it offers disc protection. So one thing cool about Bulletproof Designs that is different than a lot of other guys is it's all one piece CNC billet aluminum. So most other companies have bolts right here, 3 or 4 bolts right here that bolt onto the caliper carrier and separate that. So in my opinion, that's kind of a weak point in the disc guard, especially if you're riding a lot of extreme rocky stuff. Something's got to give when your disc guard is slamming against a rock, and the first thing that's probably going to give is those bolts in there. So with this guy being one piece billet aluminum, it's going to offer great protection and it's going to last you a long time. I've actually had the same bulletproof disc guard on my bike for about 5 seasons now. It's perfectly great. Yeah, it's scratched up from the rocks here in Colorado, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the redesigned disc. So in the past, like I said, Bulletproof has been making a disc guard, rear disc guard, for a long time, and this fin used to be a lot wider, so there was a lot of unneeded material in there. So basically, everyone's complaint with Bulletproof disc guards was, oh, they're heavy, and I ride a 2-stroke and I want to keep this thing as light as possible. Well, Bulletproof really hit that concern on the head, with this new redesigned disc guard. So they've taken a lot of material off of here. It's still going to be a really strong disc guard, offer great protection, hold up really well. It's going to get you home, and it's going to get you to the finish line basically on a race if you're racing. So I mean, we spend a lot of money traveling to races and entry fees and all that stuff, and guys always ask me on the phone, what's your top 5, top 4, top 5, protection piece to add to your motorcycle? And opposed to a skid plate and radiator guards and possibly hand guards, this rear disc guard is usually my next piece that I highly recommend. Especially if you ride a lot of extreme rocky stuff. Here in Colorado, all we ride is rocky, rooty, gnarly terrain. So in order to get us home and back to our loved ones safe and in a timely fashion, I think a rear disc guard is definitely a must. It's not gonna leave you stranded or leave you without a rotor to ride home on. That's, no one wants to only ride home with a front brake. So the other feature that they did with their redesigned guard, in the past, their disc guards actually did not have these 2 tabs. So their older disc guard looked like that without those 2 tabs, and obviously a little bit more of unnecessary material right here as well, which made them a little heavy, but they've fixed that obviously. So these tabs here are pretty cool. They now offer an additional caliper guard. So this caliper guard is sold separately. You can by all means run the disc guard without the caliper guard, or you can run the disc guard with the caliper guard. So this caliper guard is pretty cool. It just bolts on there, comes with the hardware and everything that you need, and offers that extra protection to your caliper. So like I said, in Colorado here we ride a lot of rocks and gnarly terrain, so that little extra added piece of protection on there will ease your mind that you're going to make it back to the truck okay with brakes, nothing damaged, or to that finish line and see those checkered flags. Like I said, you don't want to spend a ton of money racing and DNF because of a rotor or a caliper issue. We spend way too much money to come home without finishing. So I think this is a home run. Bulletproof Designs is in Missouri, made here in the USA, by riders for riders. Those guys are great people over there. They're really easy to work with. They make an excellent product. They make a ton of excellent products. Radiator guards, swing arm guards, linkage guards, front disc guards. They make all those cool billet aluminum pieces that offer great protection. I also wanted to talk to you about, guys ask me, which is more important, a rear disc guard or a front disc guard? And in my opinion, I think a front disc guard is a little bit more important, because if you're riding, rocky, gnarly terrain, you're usually able to loft the front wheel over the obstacle, avoiding contact with the front disc. But then you drag your rear wheel through all that gnarly stuff and expose your rotor to damage. So if you're on the fence of doing one or the other, I would say usually run a rear disc guard over a front guard. Now that doesn't mean you don't always have to run a front guard. If you're riding really rocky, gnarly, hard enduro, extreme stuff, then a front disc guard is probably going to be beneficial for you. You don't want to damage that front disc guard either, but I do think your rear disc is more exposed and more likely to get damaged opposed to your front. So like I said, I get that question a lot, and I kind of wanted to just clear that up a little bit as well. So that's basically the gist of it. Redesign disc guard here, a lot lighter, same great protection. It's a one-piece design again. So it doesn't have those bolts here that are vulnerable to snapping if you hit a hard impact. And like I said, some people say, oh well, you can't replace the rear disc, the bottom thin part here, you have to buy a whole new guard. And I always tell them, hey, I've had this guard, like I said, on my personal bike. I've had the same guard on my bike for 5 years, and I ride rocky, gnarly, single track, and it holds up great. So you buy it one time and you can transfer it from bike to bike, or whatever you want there. I don't think you're ever going to need to replace this rear fin, because it is such a really strong piece. And I think that's what separates Bulletproof Designs rear disc guard from the competition. And I think this is a huge game changer as well, the option to add caliper protection on there as well. I think that's going to be great. It's an awesome feature. So we of course have these on sale at slavensracing.com. You can visit that 24/7. We're always adding new content every single day. You could always call in your phone order. We still pick up the phone. We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30 Mountain Time. I got a staff that's fully capable of handling your phone order and getting that done the old-fashioned way if you want to talk to somebody. Lots of businesses don't answer their phones anymore, and they just rely on their website. We definitely have a website, and we want you to visit that and order on that, but we also want to talk to you over the phone and answer any product questions or tech questions, or just take your order. We can definitely do that. So you could always call us. Like I said, we're always here. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're always coming out with new YouTube videos, so if you're subscribed to that, you'll get that notification to let you know and keep you up to date on new products, tips and tricks, and whatnot. We also have a Facebook. If you can please like us on Facebook, we're posting new content on that. And Instagram, if you can follow us on Instagram. Make sure you hashtag all your guys' riding photos and bike photos, hashtag Slavens Racing. We always love to see that. And again, if you have any questions, you could always call us, or you can shoot us an email, info@slavensracing.com. We're always checking our emails every day. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions through that as well. So I think that's about all for these new redesigned Bulletproof disc guards. If you guys have any questions, reach out to us. That's all for now.